Hello and welcome to this mini course where we're going to be looking at 7 tips to study efficiently so that you can remember what you have learned. This is part of the free mini course introducing the foundation course. As we know, one of the key elements in the exam, or one of the parts in the exam, is to write an essay. This essay is on one of the topics, currently 69. You need to study those topics and then write. However, I would like to point out that although the topics usually represent about 3 or 4%, not 3 or 4%, 30 or 40% of the mark in the first part of the exam, nevertheless it contributes to getting a good mark, and so it is important that we produce a good essay. What I intend to do here is to help you relax and use your time, your study time efficiently. Why? Because it is true that sometimes I find people who say, oh, I got a good mark last year and then the following year I failed the topic because I had not studied them. Of course, studying is important. Remembering what you want to say is important. But it is also important not to reproduce everything as if we were parrots without questioning anything. In fact, those who consistently get a good mark in the topics are those who incorporate something personal, who explain things properly. And I would like to point out something else in this introduction. When I was carrying out some research on how to give you different tips to study, I came across this curve of forgetting. And according to research, in the curve I am showing you at the end of this page, you can see how if we study something or if we attend a lecture, the first day we remember 100% of what we remember. It doesn't mean that we remember everything we read, it doesn't mean we remember everything we heard, but we remember 100% of that. If the following day we do not revise anything, we go down in these aspects we remember, and so it goes down to between 50 and 20%. But the following day or a week after, if we don't revise, then we only remember about 2 or 3%. So if you invest a number of hours studying something and then you don't revise regularly, even if it's just 5 or 10 minutes per day, you are wasting your time. It is better to study and then revise, and this is what we are going to do here. These are the steps we're going to be following, and I'll explain why, because I think it's also important that we relax and we take it easy. Okay, so the first tip to study efficiently is to adopt an upright position, a sitting position where we are relaxed, but at the same time we are not slouching like that, but rather sitting up. You got a link in this document to show you how to sit up properly and to sit up relaxed. Okay, enjoy it. It takes only a few minutes to watch and it's in English, so you can practice. Another important tip is to break the study periods into chunks. I know that most of you have children and have little time to study, but that's fine, because you shouldn't study for longer periods than 45 minutes, I would say. 90-minute period is very long. If you have a 90-minute period, you want to break it into smaller chunks. Have a look at what I say in there, but really research has shown that you should break things into 20-25 minutes and then have a break, and you'll see the benefits. Let's continue now with the next tip. So the next tip is to eat, exercise and sleep. We were talking before, we were saying before that it is important to break our study periods into chunks, because we remember better when the period is about 20 minutes long. You remember the beginning and you remember the end better. So keep on breaking the periods into small sessions, and when you finish, eat a bit, something you like, some nuts and some other type of food, which I include in the booklet, but also exercise. Exercising releases tension, and it also helps your brain get oxygenated. You can do different types of things. Okay, and when you exercise, you can walk, you can exercise, you can go for a walk, or you can do something as simple as this. Okay, that helps you relax. It also helps you oxygenate your mind, and it moves your arms and your legs. Okay, if also good to sleep. Sleeping helps you remember and refresh your memory. The fourth tip is to listen to music. You got here a list of suggested music which will help you relax, it will help you concentrate, it will help you focus your attention on what you are doing. And you may be familiar with Suggestopedia, which is one of the approaches we'll be looking at when we cover methodological approaches. And although nothing has been completely and scientifically proved, nevertheless it has shown there is empirical evidence that people learn better when they are relaxed and when they take things not too seriously, but at the same time they focus on what they are doing. So here you have a list of music pieces, as I said, which will help you concentrate, revise, relax and visualize. Right, the fifth tip is to pay attention to the context where you are studying. If you have a place to study, try and change things a bit, and before you start with your studying with whatever system you go through, although I'll be also suggesting some different ways of going about this, as I was saying, focus on the context. See what you got around the table, see what there is on the walls, because that will help you contextualize things and focus your attention. And of course, also important, reward yourself. When you finish the 20-minute, 25-minute session, give yourself a reward. We were talking before about exercising, eating something you like chocolate or nuts, having a little nap, listening to music you like, or do something which is good for you, which you feel rewarded. Play with your kids as well, if that makes you feel happy, and I'm sure it does. Okay, so reward yourself, tell yourself how well you've done, and keep on. And now we come to the last tip. Tip number 7 is to say aloud, visualize and write. Why? Because this way you are using multiple intelligences, and again, this is not scientifically proved, but the more input we give our brains, the better we recall. So say things aloud when you are studying, visualize them, try to use different techniques like mnemonic, or just picture yourself or picture a funny story where you connect the content, and then write, take notes, and this way you will be reinforcing the ideas. Okay, so what I would like you to do, that you've got a link at the bottom, you've got some more tips on how to benefit from studying. You can use these tips also to help your students, but I would like you to be relaxed and to take this as a way of playing and of learning new things. And with this I finish the 7 tips on how to remember things better so that you can incorporate them into your studying. Have a look in detail at the booklet, and then I'll see you in the second part.